Okay, let's be real. If you've ever felt like you're in a constant knockdown, drag-out fight with your teen over their phone, you are definitely not alone. But what if I told you that fight isn't really about defiance? What if it's about brain chemistry? Today we're diving into what's really driving that struggle and how a simple shift in how we see it can literally change everything.
Wow. I mean, that's a pretty intense statement, right? Your teen is addicted. It's the kind of line that just stops you in your tracks. But it's not just for shock value. It's meant to make us all hit pause and ask, seriously, what is going on when a teenager just can't seem to put their phone down?
So, what's the deal? Is this just being overly dramatic, or is there a real, genuine neurological thing happening here? Well, that's what we're going to find out. Let's unpack the science and see what's actually going on inside that teenage brain.
All right, first section. To really get to the bottom of this, we've got to look under the hood, so to speak. We need to look at the brain's chemistry. And it turns out a huge part of this behavior is driven by one surprisingly powerful little molecule. And here it is, dopamine. You've probably heard of it, right? It's basically the brain's reward chemical. Think of it like a little gold star sticker for your brain. When you do something that feels good, your brain releases a hit of dopamine, which is its way of saying, hey, that was awesome. Let's definitely do that again. It's a super fundamental part of how we learn and, what gets us motivated to do anything.
Okay, but here's where it gets really interesting. Our digital world has basically hijacked this natural system and put it on steroids. I mean, think about it. The stimulus, a like, a notification, a little win in a game. The reward, boom, a tiny hit of dopamine. That reinforces the behavior, so you do it again, and pretty soon, you're craving it. This whole loop, the unpredictable notifications, the infinite scroll, all of it is literally designed to keep this cycle spinning faster and faster. It's an incredibly powerful system.
And yeah, living inside this non-stop dopamine loop, it has some serious consequences. The brain gets totally used to these constant, easy rewards, which makes it way harder to focus on stuff that takes longer, like homework. Sleep patterns get all messed up. Irritability shoots through the roof, and when you try to take the device away, it can trigger actual, real anxiety. This isn't just a kid with a bad attitude. This is a brain that's genuinely struggling to regulate itself.
Okay, this brings us to probably the most important part of this whole conversation. It's a total reframing of the issue. What if those behaviors that drive us absolutely crazy aren't what we think they are at all?
This is the core idea right here. On the surface, what does it look like? Defiance, disrespect. But what's actually happening underneath? It could be neurological withdrawal. That anger and irritability, it's not just a bad mood, it's a reward system that's been completely disrupted. And what we call laziness or apathy, well, that could very well be a brain consumed by craving and anxiety. See the difference? It's huge.
And that, right there, is the key shift in perspective. What looks like a choice is so often a craving. We spend so much energy parenting the behavior, the sass, the moodiness, when what we really need to address is the underlying craving. It's not about a lack of willpower, it's about a brain caught in this incredibly powerful magnetic pull.
So once you understand the science, it kind of changes the whole game, doesn't it? The big question then is, what do we do about it? Well, that's where the playbook comes in. Let's look at some actual actionable strategies.
Exactly. Understanding what's really going on, it shifts the whole approach away from punishment and towards strategy. Once you see it for what it is, a neurological reality, you realize that yelling, or shaming, or just taking things away, it's not just ineffective, it's literally the wrong tool for the job. We have to get strategic.
All right, so the playbook lays out 4 key strategies. Number 1, set structured boundaries around tech use. And the key word there is structured, not just random. Number 2, create consistent tech-free routines. Like no phones at the dinner table or in the bedroom after a certain time. Number 3, and this one's so important, replace that screen time with engaging real-world stuff. You can't just leave a vacuum, you have to fill it with something better. And finally, number 4, maybe the hardest one for a lot of us, we have to model balanced and healthy digital habits ourselves. Whew, yeah.
In running through all of these strategies is one critical idea. The key is to avoid shaming or yelling. Seriously, this is about being a coach, not a cop. Because as soon as you start yelling, they just get defensive, right? The walls go up, and any chance of working together is gone. A calm, strategic approach is just so much more effective.
All right, so let's talk about the goal. What's the end game here? What are we actually trying to accomplish with all this?
And this is so important to remember.
The goal isn't to get rid of technology. I mean, come on, that's totally unrealistic. The real goal is to restore control. It's to help our kids learn how to control their tech so that their tech doesn't end up controlling them. It's about teaching self-regulation in a world that is literally designed to break it down.
So that leaves us with this final, kind of urgent question to think about. Before this dependency becomes their actual identity, how can we change our strategy? Because this isn't just about managing screen time anymore, is it? The real question isn't just how we can help them win the fight. It's how we can change our own game plan to become their best possible ally.